Hi guys, Dr. Simon Hill here, and today I want to talk about driving. And what kind of driver you are would suggest what type of person you are in terms of your career, your goals, and what you're trying to do. So I was driving down the motorway the other day and I got to a point where there was traffic. So there was a 3-lane motorway, but it turns into a 2-lane motorway. So the third lane dissipates into the second lane. So very similar to what I've very crudely drawn. No, I'm quite impressed with that arrow actually. It looks quite nice. So this third lane disappears and you have to merge in to the first or second lane. And there was quite a lot of traffic on the motorway when I was joining it. And unsurprisingly, because it's human nature, lanes 1 and 2 became very, very busy very, very quickly and were backed up for quite a way. Lane 3, on the other hand, a lot of people know that it merges into the second lane. But of course, by merging into the second lane, it also then creates a backlog in lane 2, meaning that doesn't move as fast as lane 1, perhaps. And it just got me thinking, after I decided to take lane 3 and choose to go down as far as you can go and then merge in at the end. And it just got me thinking about how I drive, but also the philosophy I have about that technique, because I know there's a lot of people, my mum included, who would shake their heads vigorously at me and say, "Oh, that's just terrible. Yeah, how dare you push in front of all of those people that are waiting in lane 1 and 2?" And admittedly, once upon a time, yeah, I was that person. I would be the person that stayed in lane 2 and just waited patiently, although patience probably ran out after a little while. And sometimes I'd be that person that moves across a little bit into lane 3 to block everybody else from trying to sneak in front of you. And whilst I completely understand that that scenario or that approach, it's kind of got me thinking that actually, the way in which you get ahead in this world is you understand the rules of the game, or in this case, the rules of the road, and you play that game within those rules. And you do it politely. You do it as a nice person. You don't do it, going down the road and, giving everybody the finger because you're getting in front of them and ha ha ha, you're a terrible driver. But instead, it's about taking advantages when they can be taken, rather than crossing your arms and saying, "Oh well, this is fair. This is how I'm going to do it." Well, okay, again, fair and ethics comes into this a little bit, but at the same time, again, it's the rules of the game. So let me just kind of clarify that when I am in that third lane and I'm traveling usually kind of the speed limit, whereas lanes 1 and 2 are already come to a standstill, or they're maybe crawling forward very slowly. As I'm going down there, I will slow, I will, get towards the end where that merge point is to get in from third into the second lane. And I will stop if need be. I won't barge in front of somebody. I won't move across and just expect people to let me go, because that is one of my big bugbears. If a road does merge in, then use your indicators. That's what they're for. And that's the ethics side of things. I'm not trying to barge you out of the way. I'm trying to be a nice person about it. I recognise that other people can get quite frustrated with that approach, and therefore maybe they won't try and let me in, especially because I drive a BMW. Shock horror. And yes, BMWs do have indicators, and I do use them on a very regular basis. And not only do I use my indicators to merge in when the car in the second lane decides that they're going to let me go, I will also give a little hazard light flash to say thank you very much for letting me in. It doesn't hurt to do that. Okay, slight wear and tear on your lights, but it is incredibly minor. It doesn't hurt to indicate and to wait until somebody is kind enough to let you into that second lane. But when that does happen, you've got a huge advantage, particularly if you're late for work, or particularly if you're late for something else. You've got a huge advantage in terms of all of those other people in lanes 1 and 2. Sometimes, certainly in terms of the motorway that I'm thinking of, usually at least half a mile of traffic going backwards that you've got around. Now, okay, that traffic can clear quite quickly, but I don't want to say time is money, but time is money. And also, I'd rather not be stood in traffic when actually I could be at work, in my office, doing some stuff, kind of being practical and being a little bit more free to do things that I'm not free to do when I'm driving my car. But again, it just got me thinking about personal development and who we are and what type of person we are. We could be the type of person that sits in lane 1 and 2 and gets really grumpy about seeing those people in lane 3 kind of whizzing by, like I have been in the past. But those are the types of people in the world that are they let things happen to them rather than they do things to other things. So they've got a very external locus of control rather than an internal locus of control. So they're like, oh, well, why is it raining out there? Oh, my life's so terrible. And they blame other people for their problems. Whereas actually, if you read anything about Stoic philosophy, you'll know that the only thing you can control is you and how you think. And even controlling that can be quite difficult, as I've discussed in the past, around depression and anxiety. So think about, again, what type of person are you? Are you the type of person that kind of think, okay, yeah, I would do that. I would drive down the third lane and do as Simon does, has ethics, has morals, will happily wait for 2-3 cars, although it's very rarely takes that long, for somebody to just let you in. But just be patient. You've already saved probably 10 minutes of filtering through traffic to just get to that point. So 10 seconds extra is no big deal. Alternatively, you could be the stereotypical German car driver, which I admittedly have had the pleasure of seeing many times, and that stereotype is often true for a reason, of not using indicators. Again, just as you're driving down, the car just kind of generally starts coming in towards you, and you've either got to give way or you're going to crash. And that's just the same as bullying, isn't it, really? That you just no, I'm coming in, you need to make way for me, and that's just wrong. And that's where kind of the whole entrepreneurship thing, and you need to be ruthless to be an entrepreneur. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think you need to do that thing that I've just said, take that third lane and get ahead as fast as you can, take those advantages where you can. It's like playing those video games where, racing video games, and if you go on a little speed up, it gives you that little boost. If you want to get far ahead in life, financially, success, whatever, you got to take those boosts when you can. But having the right mindset to take those boosts, even when some people perhaps might frown upon you, is a really important factor to have. So think about it. If you drive already, then great. You can already kind of get a feeling for what type of person are you. Are you that person that might try and get into the lane? Are you the person that will just barge into the lane? Are you like me and you will happily wait for somebody to let you in, and you still get the shortcut or the kind of time saving, but people don't think you're something as such and such. And I think if we look at entrepreneurs and success stories, you think about people like Richard Branson comes to mind. It's kind of the stereotypical one, but Richard Branson, in my mind, I've never met him, but in my mind, he seems like that person that he's always smiling, seems like a really happy person. No doubt he's had to make some really difficult decisions, but I think he's the person I try and be like when I'm driving and when I'm running my business. And that is, okay, make the tough decisions. You might get some weird looks and people kind of thinking, oh, what, taking the shortcut. But at the same time, not being a bully about it, not being ruthless, and actually just saying, okay, well, I can wait. You know, I'll do it, but I'll do what's needed, but I'll try everything else beforehand before doing that hard thing. You know, firing people, for example. And so, yeah, think about, what type of person are you? In terms of what type of driver are you? And in terms of your personal development, are you willing to do what people will look at you strangely for? Or are you not willing to do that? I was embarrassed this week to tell my family that I was buying another house, another buy to let. And it's crazy because, why should I be embarrassed? I'm doing something A, really good for me and for my family, but also B, it's, I'm creating houses because this house isn't currently a rental. So, adding some new rental stock to the market because the market is so saturated that people need places to stay and they don't have the ability to buy their own place. Now, there are lots of problems with that. With the housing system and and many of you may think that I'm just trying to take advantage, but honestly, I don't see it that way. If you do, then that's up to you. But think about, what kind of driver are you? Are you like me, a BMW driver that has manners, that knows where their indicators are and can press the hazard lights to give a sunny little thank you with the hazard lights? Or are you the bully? Or are you the person that just waits half a mile back and wonders why they're late for work, or they're late for that opportunity, whatever's going on in the world? That's it from me, Dr. Simon Hill. Please do leave a comment, like the video, obviously share the video. It'd be great to get this out to more people, especially if they're BMW drivers, of course. And I will see you next time. Thank you.